Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Plinking, and I finally got the elusive, to me, MDRX from Desert Tech. I made a couple of videos fairly recently for one reason or another. I guess a lot of bull pups found their way on the channel. And the one obvious one, I'm not gonna have them all, but the one obvious one was the Desert Tech MDRX. It was definitely missing. So here's the plan. I'm gonna kind of make a full featured video on this one, somewhat a review. I don't go too in depth. We're gonna mostly kind of make it recreational, but I will tell you guys all the information that might be helpful to know about an MDRX. And this will be the full featured video, and then the very next video, I'm actually going to shoot it on this same day, is going to be comparing the 5 bull pups. To remind you guys real quickly, it'll be now on the MDRX, the X95 Tavor, the Springfield Armory Hellion / VHS2, FS2000, and the AUG. Again, can't have them all, but that's the next video. 5 bull pup comparison. Should be fun. But for right now, the Desert Tech MDRX, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do the talking portion first. We're just gonna go ahead and shoot around, see how we like it. It is a multi-caliber bullpup design, as I just mentioned, being bullpup. I'd imagine most of you guys know what that is, but just in case not, you can see the magazine is back here, which means it gets chambered back here, so it's got a longer barrel. It is being fed behind the trigger in the overall action. So right now it is in the 5.56 configuration with a 16-inch barrel. And well, I could go ahead and take my suppressor off, which we'll talk more about in just a second. But take that off. You can see a 16-inch barrel puts it in a package similar to like a short-barreled rifle, like an AR with maybe a 10.5-inch barrel. Super short, but still packing a 16-inch barrel. But as I mentioned, it is multi-caliber. You could change out the barrel, the action, the bolt assembly, there's a little housing in the mag well to allow for larger mags as well. So going through the calibers, we have got 5.56, 223 Wild, 300 Blackout, and then following some larger bore stuff, we've got 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. I believe it's 223 Wild and 308 that have both 16 and 20-inch barrels. This right here is, like I said, the 16-inch 5.56. It's got an adjustable gas system with what I believe is 6 different positions, so you can really tune it to your specific round that you're shooting with your specific suppressor. So we're gonna go ahead and thread this guy back on. Again, that's the OSS, or now Huxworks HXQD 5.56. Anyway, it's appropriate to use that as a segue to thank Silencer Shop for sponsoring this video again. I've gone through Silencer Shop for all my suppressors, and I've actually got a couple E-forms in process, one of them being an SBR. They just make the whole process between setting up a truss, getting your suppressor all squared away, much more of a simplified road. And again, thanks to Silencer Shop for that. I know a lot of you guys have been using them as well. Real quickly, let's go ahead and talk about overall ergonomics and controls. Where your index finger stretches out here, you got your mag release, and you have that on both sides. Everything is ambi on this thing, I should note. Once it's locked back on an empty mag, you can go ahead and release it with this little button right here. Okay, you got a charging handle on both sides. Like I said, the whole thing is ambi. Got your fire selector on a kind of 45-degree angle between safe and fire, colored white and red. You can remove this handguard, which you have to do for the caliber conversion, but it's covered in M-Lock. You got a rail on top here. I went ahead and added a vertical grip here. I've also got the EOTech goodness with a G33 magnifier, EXPS 2-0, and then a couple of backup sights. So co-witnesses nicely. I should also note that this is the forward ejecting model with a small little ejection port here. There's also a side ejecting model as well. This one goes for a little bit more money. I'll add that it comes in FTE or black. I also forgot to mention, I put on some gaff tape here about the cheek well, just because otherwise it was like very, I don't know, slick plastic. So I don't know, it's a little bit more comfortable just with a little gaff tape there. Before I shot it, there are a couple of cons I want to mention real quickly. This is not the end of the world. As you can see, I can still manipulate it, but the mag release is a little stiff. I'm not gonna lie, you have to really get that index finger pressed down. So I guess it's good if you can't accidentally do it, but that's a really stiff mag release. And I'm not gonna lie, the rest of my cons really lie within the overall handguard. One minor complaint, it doesn't have a QD point there, whereas like, you know, you got QD points on the back of the gun on the stock area, but nothing forward here. So that's okay, you could go ahead and add one, as I've done. Not the end of the world, but it would have been easy for them to do. Would have been nice. My main complaint here, I'll show some footage here as well. So this is the standard handguard, and the OSS muzzle device, as you can see, is a fairly large muzzle device. The thing is though, if you're wanting to do a caliber conversion, you cannot slide this handguard over the muzzle device. I would have to take my muzzle device off every time I want to do a caliber swap. That doesn't seem that feasible. I don't want to do that. Anyway, so then I saw that they sell a different handguard specific for suppression, as well as it said it's for larger muzzle devices. But when I got it, it was literally the exact same opening underneath. So I got a video of that too. So what I'm saying is, if you want to run this specific muzzle device, now with the exception, this one's a larger one than most muzzle devices. I would need a new handguard for every caliber conversion and just put that over the barrel before I torqued on my muzzle device. So in short, I'm not gonna be doing any conversions. It's gonna stay 5.56 because I wanna use my OSSs, but I just don't know why you got to slide it from either way and this muzzle device just wasn't gonna work. I wish this was a true monolithic upper and it was more of a tri-rail that slid from underneath it, kind of like the Bushmaster ACR. I just feel like there's way better things they could have done here, and that's just my opinion. The last thing I will say, it's a little bit of a pig. Of the bullpups, it is the heaviest. It's about 8.2 pounds with all the stuff off of it. So yeah, a little bit heavy, but being a bullpup, it's kind of central, somewhat back, but mostly central, so not too bad. Let's go ahead and put our first rounds through it. I don't know how many were loaded into this. I just grabbed it randomly. All right, we're gonna go unsuppressed. I'll say right away, that's a really nice recoil impulse though. I know I changed out the brake. I heard the other one kept it even flatter, but it was really loud. This is just a flash hider, not so much a brake, but it feels really good. All right, let's go for the small target, see if I need to sight it in. Seems good enough for today anyway. Let's go see if I could double tap it. Yeah, it seems really flat. Cool. Again, that was unsuppressed with the flash hider, not a brake, and it felt really flat. So let's not even tune the gas system. Let's go straight from this to the OSS, where the Hux works now, and see what it feels like. Let's go away from the steel for a second. Well, that felt really nice. Wow, yeah, that sits down really flat. All right, first impressions, unsuppressed, then suppressed. This thing feels really good. Yeah, it's really not that bad. I don't know. I guess I felt mil-spec AR-15 triggers worse than that. Of course, you could get aftermarket AR triggers that are gonna be better than anything you could do with a bullpup, but out of the box, bullpup, that's a pretty good trigger, I gotta say. I got a little bit of tannerite. I think that's a half pounder. You can go ahead and put it right in there. And see what that looks like. Clean them up nice. Man, I'm liking that a lot. Oh yeah, nice. These are some Firebird 65 Bio. Should put a nice little display. This is just a jug of water. All right, and so is this. All right, let's see if I can hit those little marks. Oh no. All right, well, it's not zeroed in enough. Let's see if I can find that little disc. There it goes. That was like a nice little puff. Smells like fireworks. Man, it's controllable. I will say, I like how that suppressor really even toned it down more. I haven't rapid fired it too much. Maybe we'll do that in a second, but I'm not getting too much gas blowback either with a combination of that suppressor. All right, guys, wrapping up with some final thoughts. I know this was kind of a quick look, but that was kind of the intent. Like I said, we're about to enroll the same gun, show it some more in the very next video, which will be uploaded within 1 week from this one, okay? So stand by for that. But yeah, the DeserTech MDRX, glad I finally got my hands on it. In my ownership, it's probably going to stay as a 223 or 556 configuration. The multi-cal design's cool as long as you have a muzzle device that's not going to intrude with that. I doubt you will. Yeah, initially I did say it was heavy. As I'm shooting it, that's what maybe helped soften the recoil. I put the sling on it, as you saw, and I mean the balance of it overall, once it's on a sling, it's pretty darn good. So yeah, the final thoughts, the cons I had with it, neither of them are deal breakers. It's just something to make note of, but there are way more pros that outweigh those. Yeah, I really do like it, and stay tuned for the next video, like I said, because check this out. We're gonna go ahead and put it right in line, and let's go ahead and do a little comparison on the next one. But that does it for this video. Thanks again to Silencer Shop for sponsoring this one. See you guys next time. Take care.